things that I would do is be open to new innovative ideas to bring in revenue in Texas. And one of the things that's been proposed over a number of years, and it's been debated both pro and con, is to bring in casinos to Texas. A lot of money and revenues are generated from Louisiana, from Texas people going, right across the street to the casinos. And it's been said that Texas could stand to gain, millions of dollars in revenues if we brought casinos in. One of the things that I would fight advocately for is to make sure that Republicans didn't continue to chip away at things like the CHIPS program, because every time there's some budget shortfalls, Republicans try to chip away at the things that working class families need the most. And one of the things that I would make sure is that we didn't take away budgets from education, because we have to pay our teachers more instead of less. And so one of the things that we need to do is start to look at more ways to increase our revenues and making sure that we don't take away from essential services like CHIPS program, and making sure that we increase wages for our teachers. Right now, Texas ranks at near the bottom in terms of teacher pay, and we need to make sure that as legislators, we reallocate those budgets so that our education can be a higher priority.
I'd like to ask you questions individually, not because I have some concerns that I want to talk about. And this is like the 10-pound gorilla in the room. The last time you ran, and even this time, Ron, there has been a lot of, much has been made about the state bar actions concerning you. So can you explain these things that people are accusing you of, being not in compliance with?
Yes, I'm glad you asked that question, because as many of you know, I ran in 08, and I lost by half a point, and very close election. I kept it very, very positive. I kept it clean. My opponent, with the help of Republican money from Speaker Tom Craddock, sent out a negative mailer about my bar record, and of course I didn't have a chance to defend myself because it was on the eve of the election. In fact, it hit the mailbox. I think the election was Tuesday, and it hit people's mailbox on Monday. So I'm glad that you asked that question. Back in maybe 2004, 2005, I had some family issues that were going on. I missed a couple of deadlines, and I was reprimanded. I had the opportunity to fight it, and I chose not to. I chose to take responsibility for the allegations that were against me. And one of the things that was kind of like I was held to a higher standard, because I was an associate judge at the time, and I was also president of the Houston Lawyers Association. So I was held to a higher standard. The truth of the matter is, I've never ever been disbarred. I've never ever lost my law license, and I've always been maintaining my law license. I was suspended for a period of 1 year and put on probation. And one of the things that I wanted to do is to be able to address that issue. And just as recently as last year, the H Texas magazine published their list of top lawyers, and it says that by nominations from clients and peers and rigorous background checks, H Texas magazine has compiled our list of annual top lawyers. Congratulations to this year's winners. And I'm one of the lawyers in that And the EEOC, they celebrated the 40-year anniversary of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. They chose 40 individuals and organizations that made a significant contribution to the civil rights community. If you go to the Mickey Leland Federal Building, this poster is hanging up in there. I'm one of the 40 people that they chose because of what I've done in my legal service to the community and for civil rights. I was the youngest person on this list. You'll see Congressman Al Green, former Congressman Craig Washington, and State Representative Ellen Cohen, Johnny Mata, Gordon Kwan. I'm the youngest person on here. I have a strong track record, and I'm very proud of my legal service. I believe is everyone makes a mistake. I never hid behind my mistakes. We all sin and fall short of the glory. It would be a hypocrite for me to stand here before you and try to make excuses for my, mistakes. But simply put, my mistakes were that a young lawyer made a simple mistake. It has not hindered my legal career. In fact, I received so many accolades and awards that I don't even like to talk about, but every year I'm nominated. I received more nominations than almost any lawyer I know, and I've never seen my opponent in any of these publications, not one single time. So I'm very proud of my service. I'm very proud of my distinction as a lawyer. I believe, and this is something I live by, and I tell other kids that have made mistakes in the past. Like Judge Clausen said, everyone makes a mistake. A setback is a setup for a comeback. Thank you.
I don't know if it's proper to ask,
Well, first of all,
to
it's only
respond to
fair
that.
respond, and I'm really glad you brought it up, because I think the truth is the truth. I run truthful and clean campaigns. One thing is negative, one thing is truthful. And in terms of last time, the last election, it was more than just a simple mistake. When you take a case as an attorney, you take an injury case, and you have an obligation to tell the client, hey, this is what they're offering. But do you accept it or not? And the client says, have you settled my case? And you say, no. You settled the case and kept the money. That's not a simple mistake. That's pretty serious. I think for an action like that, somebody should get disbarred. It's that serious. And in fact, I just received information today. One of the persons that complained to the state bar, the Ellen Grimes case, the Grimes case, it's honest, all of that is public information. You can look it up. That lady filed a complaint against this young man. That he filed a lawsuit on her behalf against Methodist Hospital, civil rights case. He's a top civil rights attorney, civil rights case. And she went against him in court because Methodist Hospital filed a summary judgment on the case. So she filed a case to go against it, okay? Now the trial court ruled in favor of the attorneys, Reynolds firm and Reynolds. But the appellate court sent it back to trial court. There's information that says that she received a $100,000 judgment. And on top of that $50,000, because they ruled that there was malice in the case. When you see those cases, I have a problem with that. I've been an attorney for a long time, and in fact, right now, I don't really practice this. I do my work really full-time. Because I want to serve the people. That's what I committed to do. But when you talk about negative campaigning, negative truth, two different things. Totally different things. And I think the people of the state of Texas deserve better. And that's why I ran, because I knew about this, what he had done last time. I said, Lord, I need to run again. This man is running. That's not right to have that kind of record. People trust us with these positions. And these positions are about serving the people and not serving yourself. And those are just a few of the cases. There's some more cases out there, but I appreciate you letting me respond.
Can I just let me just say this very briefly. That's a very serious allegation. And if I stole a client's money, I would be disbarred. Not only would I be disbarred, I would be put in jail. That's a criminal offense. So that never happened. And if you want to talk about serving the public, you serve a Democratic district, and yet it's still, you put your own interests in front of the district because the district says, we want embryonic stem cell research. We want a woman's right to choose, and because you don't believe in that, you vote against it. So I would never, ever put my own interests before my constituents. That's what a public servant does. Thank you.
I don't believe it's given us a poll on that. There's people here that in Fort Bend County, there's a lot of church people here in Fort Bend County that believe and don't believe in the embryonic stem cell research.